the pre-show before the free show. It is Friday.
Wow, don't sound so excited there, Pickle.
It is Friday.
Don't sound so... I mean, we're having fun here, right?
Yeah.
You sound like you're having fun. Seriously.
I mean, I'm definitely not at 100% if that's what you're asking.
What's the problem?
I think I just have allergies. They're yucky.
Is it because it's raining?
Yeah. I think it, legitimately, usually this time of year, between January and February, is big ragweed season. And I am anti-ragweed. So,
yeah.
Ragweed made wet by rain does not do well for any of this.
I'm going to attempt to say two words together that are not, I think, are very difficult to say back to back.
Okay.
You mean the problem is wet ragweed?
Yes. That is exactly what my personal problem is right now and why I probably sound like a preteen boy.
I was listening to our friends Dan and Jake on the Dumb Zone, and they played some audio from Micah Parsons. Are you familiar with Micah Parsons?
I am very familiar.
And they were commenting on the fact it's very hard to say pass rush.
Yes.
When you're saying it quickly, and he said it pass rush.
Yes.
Which I think that's right. I think that if you have to do an S sound followed or any sort of order, a sh sound and an a s sound back to back are very difficult. Which brings
there are a couple words that you and Step say on microphones that make me tense up. Y'all always say I'm going to spell it first and then say it. M-U-C-K. They muck it up. That makes me nervous every time that y'all say it. One slip of the tongue and you've got a problem on your hands.
M and F. Obviously, what you're
well,
not...
there's always, it's usually,
you're not worried about me
player.
saying duck.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
so
just
if I
always
would tell you that...
of you being excited talking about somebody's defense, mucking it up.
So if I was...
It makes
so
me
if I were to...
nervous.
So it would make you tense, hypothetically. If I were to describe an enjoyable mallard as a fun duck...
Yes, that makes me very nervous.
That would make you nervous.
It makes me tense. You're so close.
Also, what's the worst that's going to happen on a podcast?
On a podcast, it's fine. I'm going to be honest. It never makes me nervous when you say it here. It made me nervous when you would say it on Bally. Every now and then, I was like, you would
want to muck it up.
Yeah, that every time I was like.
Listen. I've made it 10 years on television without cursing even once. Closest I only came. I don't know if I've ever really come close.
Sometimes I'll say heck, and that I always go okay. I was thinking they beat the hell out of them, but it's no, they beat the heck.
But you can say hell.
Yeah, but it's just kind of one of those yeah, you said it, but let's try and think of a better word. The only time I got in trouble with Bally was when I said they farted around.
Yeah, I know. Which was a funny turn of phrase and a good turn of phrase.
And I asked...
Because I knew exactly what you meant.
I asked the great executive producer at Bally, I said, well, was I wrong? And he goes, absolutely not. He goes, that was a great way to describe it. It's just, let's not talk about, bodily stuff like that.
There's a great episode of The Simpsons. This is going to surprise you, but there's a great episode of The Simpsons where it's long story short, it's basically Lord of the Flies. Mm-hmm. The kids get stranded on an island and it becomes Lord of the Flies. And Bart has a line. He goes, "We're gonna live like kings, damn hell ass kings." just because there's no parents around. I just love that. I think about that. That's one of those phrases that lives in my head a lot.
Yeah.
I want to live like damn hell ass kings. Anyway, I've always thought that those are three words that you could get away with on television.
Yeah. I think it just depends on who's in charge of the television station.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's a more traditional type show...
We're in safe harbor hours.
like if it's a traditional type broadcast, I'd probably stay away from it. If it's a little more loosey goosey of a talk show type broadcast, I feel like that's fine.
I also think that people are, playing a little fast and loose on TV these days. You can get away with more.
And that, again, makes me nervous.
Yeah, just, could be.
The mic's always hot. That's
could
like,
be. The mic is always hot. If there's one broadcasting lesson that I can tell you, the mic is always hot.
Yeah.
And also, you can trust a fun duck.
God.
Hit the theme expo.
Oh, no.
That's the intro. Pickle! Hit the arrow sign. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show that's made it through a whole week of this year.
Not really. We didn't do a show on Monday.
You know what?
I mean, we, as humans, made it, but not a show.
I would say that this show has spiritually made it through a week.
That's fair. Yes, and it's been the longest 4-day week ever.
My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places, or you'll just the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She is the Duchess of the Dorks, Miss 305. She's Ashley Pickle.
Hi, friends. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. It is, in fact, Friday.
Friday.
Today is Friday, January 5th, 2023. It is 328 days until Thanksgiving.
We're chipping away.
Happy birthday to former Vice President Walter Mondale. Mondale? Wow, okay. They're not happy with me wishing former Vice President
The
Walter
construction
Mondale
guys were
birthday.
like, absolutely not. We're not celebrating that.
Like, we're not a fan of Walter Mondale. It's episode 1714. On today's show, folks, it's Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday, so we're answering your questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel. We'll get to a variety of those. Or we won't, because we also have something
Quite
perhaps
fun.
even more fun to do. One of my favorite segments of the year. I mean that sincerely.
Yeah, literally.
And that is Fun with Texas High School Football Radio. I put out the call asking for the best Texas high school football radio calls of the season, and the people delivered. And by the way, I am open. I want to throw this out there right now. We got 5 calls today. Mm-hmm. I am open to doing another segment.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would love to do multiple.
So if you have more of these, I can listen to these all day. I can do this every week if you want. It's a long off season, folks. So we will have fun with Texas High School Football Radio coming up here in just a moment. Do we have first four through the door?
We sure do. It was...
She said confidently.
Daniel Agnew, Ed McElroy, Joey Hill, and Big Jiggly Water Balloons. Welcome in, fellas.
Welcome in, friends. We do appreciate you spending a little bit of the first Friday of the year with us. This is the only time it'll be the first Friday of 2024.
This is always, and I mentioned it before we went to state and break and stuff, this is always the first Friday that I go like, oh, what do you do if you're not producing a show? Like, what do you do if you're not at a football game? Like, because, I mean,
we did have
a state championships, and then it's like right at Christmas time, right at New Year's.
We have had 2 Fridays since then.
Yeah, but
Friday the 22nd, and admittedly, like, there in past years where that would be a football Friday.
Yes.
But it wasn't. But it's in the lead up to Christmas. I know my in-laws were in town.
Yes.
And then Friday the 29th, leading up to New Year's. It's also in that the weirdest week of the year is the week between
Christmas and New Year's.
New Year's. Like, it's just, like, what do you do?
Yeah. You don't know what day it is.
No.
Like, you can't really start on anything because most people are not at work.
Nobody's working.
No.
Exactly.
So this is the first Friday that it's like, It's a Friday, but it does not feel
it's
like a Friday.
Yeah.
I saw Ish post something about like a charity event he's working tonight, and I'm like, how is he doing that on a Friday? He's supposed to be in studio. And then I was like, no, he's not.
3 weeks ago right now, can I blow your mind? 3 weeks ago right now, we're watching Anna and Chapel Hill.
Yeah, 26-0.
Yeah.
It's been been a long time.
Happy Friday. All right, Pickle. It's time for Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday.
Hang on.
He said to himself.
Yeah, this is all messed up because we haven't done one of these in a hot minute. All right. And there's that.
So we can just do the read.
The North Texas
It's time
Honda
for Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday.
The North Texas Honda dealers want to help you score on award-winning Hondas like the brand new 2024 rugged and reliable Honda Ridgeline. We hope that you will go check it out in the new year. You can visit them at ntxhondadealers.com or go visit your helpful North Texas Honda dealers to learn more.
Go see our friends, the North Texas Honda dealers. See if you got questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel. Get them in. We'll see how many we get to at the end of the show. But first, Pickle, before we get to those, while you're getting your questions in, it's time for one of my favorite segments of the year. It's time for Fun with Texas High School Football Radio. You see, I've said this on this program many times. One of my favorite things about covering high school football in the state of Texas is that there is a culture unto its own in every, community, in every school. And as a result, you get different feels from different communities, right? The community of Canadian is very different from the community of Bernie. Is very different from the community of Laredo United. Is very different from the community of San Angelo Central. All of those things are very different. And that, I think, comes through best and perhaps the most telling artifact of Texas high school football and the cultures within them are when you get down to local radio.
Yes. And let me tell you, as a person that, my job is to help people in their broadcasting, and as a executive producer, you give advice on this and that. That's what makes this job so fun, because they might not be professional broadcasters. 99% of them are
That's not their full-time gig, yes.
But, oh my God, the guy that's going and fixing roofs throughout the week, and then they're coming to the stadium that night, or the owner of the local restaurant who gets to call it, it's the best. It's the best.
It's the best. Because here's the thing. We are friends. This is a brag. This is a name drop. We are friends with a lot of really talented professional broadcasters. Craig Way's on our show all the time. Ted Emmerich, right? You tune into the Cowboys. When we were walking around the Cotton Bowl, I forgot that Brad Sham calls the Cotton Bowl.
Yep.
And Brad Sham is incredible. He also calls the Cowboys games, by the way.
Right.
Went to Mizzou, by the way. But those guys are at the top of their craft, and they are exceptional.
And then there's the color guys that are also exceptional, that were former players, that were this and that. Say
or
what you will.
Or
yeah, a
like
coach.
And here's what I'm telling you. Those guys are great. And if you I've gone on and on that I love listening to Craig Way call a Texas game. I love listening to Craig Way call a Texas high school football game. But there is something magic about the local call.
Yeah.
There's something magic about the local call. So I put out the call on Twitter, and I said, "Hey, I need your best Texas high school football calls of the season." And the people delivered. Now, I had to trim this thing down because I got about 20, and I pulled 5 of them. We're going to have some fun with Texas high school football radio. We will start in DFW. We'll start at the Colony. So you may remember one of the real stunners of the Texas high school football, specifically the Texas high school football district play, was when the Colony upset Denton Ryan. It's a huge district upset that really kind of shook that district to its foundation, with the Colony pulling off what I think can only be described as their biggest win in quite a while. The Colony coming up with a big upset win over Denton Ryan at C.H. Collins Stadium, by the way. Mm-hmm. Well, the game came down to a 4th and goal at about the 5-yard line, and the Colony made a big defensive play. And on the call for the TC Sports Network, Jeff Green and Garnett Powell on the Colony's upset win over Denton Ryan.
This is men from the boys right here. 4th and goal from the 5. Oh, my goodness.
That's it. That's
on the line right here.
This is it, baby.
And they're going to go to the screen. They're going to stack up the right side, going to go to the screen. Quarterback keeper, here he goes, out the right side. He's out the right. Oh! He was down. He was down.
He was down.
Oh, they're going to tag him.
It's the Cougars' ball.
It's the Cougars' ball. Oh, my gosh. The defense stood up tall and stopped the Ryan offense on the 15-yard line. Quarterback even got tagged for
goodness.
They finally tagged him for throwing it in a grounding call because he didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage. Holy cow, that was huge by the Colony Cougars.
The TC Sports Network with Jeff Green and Garnett Powell with a big defensive play there for the Colony. And I love, I've listened to that a number of times. I think my favorite part is that he got the ball away. Mm-hmm. I'm fairly certain it fell incomplete.
Yeah.
But like when he got it away, they were still like, oh no, certainly that's going to be a touchdown.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. And the Colony came up with a big defensive play to win the game.
I think I'm assuming, I haven't watched these clips. I'm assuming we'll get at least one, if not 2 more of these, but my favorite every single time is the real genuine holy cow.
Yeah.
I love that because I say holy cow a lot. So like I get it.
Can I just tell you?
Yeah.
So you haven't heard these?
No, I have not.
There's 5 of them. They only get better from here.
Yeah.
Okay? So that was great. That was fantastic. The TC Sports Network with Jeff Green and Garnett Powell as Denton Ryan, or the Colony pulls off a big upset win over Denton Ryan. Let's go east. Let's go to Marshall. So Marshall, late in the season, was playing. Is that right? Let me make sure I get this right. Marshall, late in the season, was playing White House. It was the regular season finale. Now, both teams had already, I believe, clinched a playoff spot. Mm-hmm. This is for playoff seeding. But, obviously want to finish as high as possible. And also, these are 2 programs that know each other pretty well. 2 pretty established, long-standing East Texas powers that know each other very well. And going into the final moments of the game, I believe this is right. Let me make sure I get this right. White House turned the ball over on downs with about 2 minutes to go. At which point, Marshall, trailing 28-24, got the ball, driving for what they would need a game-winning touchdown. And they would get it on the legs of Collier Sloan, their quarterback. Let's hear from Chase Palmer and Josh Green on KMHT.
It'll be Collier Sloan under center. He's got Gatson and LJ behind him.
Bootleg. It's going to be a bootleg pass to Sawyer Whaley. Sawyer Whaley. I can't get his name out.
So here we go. Sloan under center. 2 backs behind him. Takes it. Fakes the handoff. It is the bootleg. He's going to run it. Will he get in? He will! Touchdown! Mavericks with no time left, the Mavericks win it! Collier Sloan keeps it and goes around the right side, and Marshall will beat White House on the last play of the football game.
It's pandemonium here at Maverick Stadium.
KMHT on the call. Josh Green and Chase Palmer on the call. A walk-off touchdown on the final play of the regular season, basically. It's pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
By far, I mean, pandemonium here at Maverick Stadium is great. You know what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Run. That's because we've all done that.
Yeah.
We've all been watching.
Go.
We've all been watching. When I was watching like the World Series or something like that, there'll be like a runner on second, base hit. I'd be like, run, go. And we've all been there. Mm-hmm. We just all don't have a microphone in our face.
Yeah.
But a walk-off win for Marshall over White House to get the win. Chase Palmer and Josh Green on the call on KMHT as Marshall pulls off a big win. They'll go on to beat Denison first round of the playoffs and go 6-6 on the year.
Proud NFHS production partners.
That's right.
KMHT.
How about that?
Those are my friends out there in East Texas.
Shout out KMHT.
Yeah.
Our friends. All right. We're going to go east to west. We're going to go the Panhandle to Dumas. So Dumas, I want to say, let me see if I can look this up real quick. These are two programs that are, this is a rivalry game. Dumas and Canyon. Okay. Dumas and Canyon, they met for what is the 72nd time this season, 73rd time this season. And they tend to play pretty close games. Canyon last year knocked off Dumas 22-21 in a heartbreaker. These are two programs that know each other very well. These programs know each other extremely well. And when you add in the fact that this is a district game, it's all the more important. It's all the more important as Canyon and Dumas teed it up, tied 42-42. In the final moments of the game, they lined up for what would be a game-winning field goal. And here on the call on KDDD are Daryl Waite, Dennis Billou, and Zane Powers for Dumas and Canyon.
O-line's got to block them out.
39-yard field goal. Here we go. Zamarippa ready to go. There's the snap. The kick's on the way, and the kick is... It's good!
Yes! We did it! We beat him, baby!
Yes,
Let's go!
Yes,
Send them home! Send them home! Let's go!
That's just like what they won last year.
That's exactly like it.
Oh, yeah.
What a senior night in Demon Stadium.
And we got to thank the Canyon coach on a
Yes.
timeout.
Hey, send him a thank you note in the mail as they had blocked the previous one.
Really
And that
did.
one was right down the middle by the freshman kicker,
Yes, sir.
Josh Samarippa.
On senior night, the freshman kicker kicks a field goal to win 45-42. What a ball game.
KDD. Got me?
Yep.
KDDD on the call. Daryl Waite, Dennis Billou, and Zane Powers on KDDD as Dumas gets a little bit of revenge on Canyon. And the rivalry games hit different. The rivalry games hit different for everybody. And you could tell Dumas, the broadcasters wanted that one. Send them home was quite a statement. And from what I gathered, I didn't look this up, but it sounded like they had blocked the previous attempt, but the Canyon coach had called a timeout to ice the kicker. It's a freshman kicker. Of course you're going to ice him.
Right.
And instead he pipes through a game-winning 39-yard field goal as Dumas gets the
He
win.
said, too, they said that's exactly how they won last year.
Yeah.
So that was a year's worth of
yeah.
built-up
Oh,
hatred coming through.
KDDD up there in the Panhandle as Dumas gets a game-winning field goal over Canyon. We got two more really good calls. The two best ones yet, in my opinion, coming up here in just a moment. But first, let's pay a little bit of the bills.
I feel like bustin' loose, bustin' loose. Come on, get on up. Oh yeah, get on up. Bustin' loose when you wanna sing. Bustin' loose, baby, do your thing. Talking about bustin' loose, yeah.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
Wing is the largest residential drone delivery provider in the world, delivering to your home in less than 30 minutes. Order using an app just like other popular delivery services, and Wing's automated drone takes care of the rest. It's fast, safe, and sustainable, and it's now delivering to parts of Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. You can learn more at wing.com/TexasFootball. Again, that's wing.com/TexasFootball.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texans love doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful, long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
Back here on Texas Football Today, and we are going through a few of our favorite Texas high school football radio calls from the 2023 season. One of our favorite segments of the year. We got two more for you today. Now we're going to go down to Houston, to H-Town, Holiday.
Correct.
And in a playoff game, I believe this was, between Klein Collins and the Woodlands. Let me make sure I get this right. This is an area-round playoff game being played at Woodforest Bank Stadium between the Woodlands and Klein Collins, 6A Division I area-round matchup. And we expected a terrific game, and we got a terrific game. The Woodlands clinging to a 28-27 lead in the dying embers of the game, but Klein Collins lining up for what would be a game-winning field goal to eliminate the Woodlands and move through to the regional semifinals where the winner would play Duncanville. But the Woodlands came up with a big play, and you can hear all about it from the Woodlands Football Radio Network, Nick Walda and Tim Borths.
We got Hyman on the other side.
All right, you're going to help me with the spot here. Here we go. Waiting for the snap. The ball is back. It's blocked! It's blocked! Highlanders storm the field. The kick is blocked. The Highlanders win. It is blocked.
It was blocked at the line off the left side. It wasn't even the gunner. We got it off the left side.
Oh,
the line got it.
Highlanders win 20.
So I'm not sure if you guys caught that, but the kick was blocked and the Highlanders won.
I never would have guessed from the call.
Again, what I'm looking for is for the entire booth to lose their mind at the same time at the critical moment.
Yes.
And look, especially in a playoff game, obviously, that's a big play.
No, it's win or go home.
That play won the game and sent the Woodlands on to the regional semifinals. So the Woodlands Football Radio Network, Nick Walda and Tim Borths on the call of the Woodlands' win over Klein Collins. Got one more for you today. Let's go to Ingleside. Now, Ingleside had a great year. Historic year. 11-2. One of the most dangerous offenses in Texas. Averaged 49 points a game. They were excellent. It was a magic year there for Travis Chrisman and company there with the Mustangs. And in week 9, they went to Robstown to play a district contest with Robstown. Now, here's the thing. Robstown, big underdogs in this game, but they threw the first punch. They were actually winning this game 22-14 on basically the final snap of the first half. But Ingleside, you may remember, is an outstanding quarterback, Adam Jacobson.
Yep.
And came up with a magic play, which ended up sparking them to an eventually a 58-35 win, come from behind win. Before you listen to this call from TJ Riddell for Ingleside ISD, I want you to keep in mind, this is the last play of the first half. Okay? The first half.
Okay, so it's not
There's
the end
still
of the game.
24 minutes to go, and it pulled them extra point pending within 2 points. Okay?
All right.
I want you to keep that in mind as you listen to TJ Riddell for Ingleside versus Robstown.
Long, trips left. Jacobson, back to pass. He rolls out to the right. Jacobson makes a man miss. Jacobson, and he makes a man miss. Jacobson fires. And God! Oh! Touchdown, Mustangs! How in the world?
Yes.
Do you understand why it was important that I set the stage here?
Because
that was not so we go back to the Woodlands. The Woodlands, that was a game-winning play, right?
In a playoff game.
Dumas. Big game-winning kick to beat their rival. Right? Marshall walks it off against White House. The Colony gets the big defensive stand to basically clinch a huge upset. Ingleside was playing a Robstown team that I think came in at 2-6.
Yeah.
And that was the last play of the first half. And TJ Riddell gave it socks to pull them within 2 points. They went on to win that game. I just want to know what he would have done if that had been like to win the ball game. I think now what we need is we need Ingleside to make a state championship game just so we can see what would happen then.
Yes.
Because the excitement level on that play. Now, to be clear, incredible play.
Oh, especially because he broke that tackle.
He broke that. He was dead to rights in the backfield.
That was the craziest thing.
And then to get that play. It's a remarkable play. But he was letting it rip.
The best part about that was that it was the end of the first half. That's the best part.
But hey, listen, every reason to be excited because they went on. He knew they were going to go on to a 58-35 win. As Ingleside hits a Hail Mary on the final play of the first half en route to a comeback win over Uptown. TJ Riddell on the call there for Ingleside. If you have other Fun with Texas High School football audio you want to send me,
please do.
Please do. DMs are open. We've got more in the chamber. There's at least 3 or 4 really good ones that we just didn't have time for today. But hopefully that encourages you to send me more so we can do another one of these segments.
Yeah, I love that segment.
So there you go. All right, do we have 1 or 2 questions from the people?
We do. So next year, the first round of the college football playoffs, again expanding to 12 teams, will be Friday, December 20th. There's 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
And Saturday, December 21st, there's 3 games. Isn't that the state championship weekend? What are your thoughts?
Yes. It's likely... Oh, actually, say that again. Say the dates.
The first one is on the 20th, and there's 3 games on the 21st.
That is definitely state championship weekend.
Yeah.
That is definitely state championship weekend, barring something completely unforeseen. I don't think the UIL has put out their official. I think they only have tentative dates. Mm-hmm. But unless something changes, that will definitely be the first one. It's going to be weird because we're used to being at state and there being bowl games.
Yes.
Right?
Texas Tech played their bowl game, and they were watching it in the thing Thursday
night. Yeah, they played their bowl game, and we were watching. We're used to kind of multitasking. It is what it is. Look, everybody's trying to cram as much football in as possible, especially meaningful football on Saturday or that weekend.
If they were the semifinal games, yeah, that would stink. If they're just the first round games, it's
the
only thing
ideally in my situation. Sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Ideally, Texas teams would have buys.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, hopefully the Texas teams who are involved will be one of the top 4 seeds. And so, or they're playing, it doesn't matter if that's Friday or Saturday. You know what I mean? Both times I'm going to be kind of out of pocket. But I'll catch up on them. I'll DVR them and watch them the next day. Or not.
The real thing that's going to come down to it is you can almost guarantee, and I'm interested to see which one takes priority, because the Cotton Bowl is played at the exact same facility. So I know for the next year, this is not a problem next year because it's a semifinal game and the game's on January 10th. So it's like that doesn't matter. But there will have to be, when it does go around to being a quarterfinal, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, because it's semifinal next year?
Semifinal next year, and then it's a quarterfinal the year after that. So you could look at 2025 and see, I can't remember exactly what date, but it's in December.
Yeah. So that'll be unique. AT&T Stadium, UIL hasn't announced where the state championships are going to be in 2024. But if it's at AT&T Stadium, then it'll be a little busy there. Be a little crowded because they also have there's also a professional football team that plays there.
I was just going to say my nightmare scenario, and this is a literal one singular person issue, which would be me, is if they did the Cotton Bowl the Sunday after the state championships ended, because my voice is shot.
No.
That
I mean,
point.
yeah.
If the Cowboys are away,
but you don't have to worry about.
Oh yeah, playing Sunday because they're not going to compete against the.
They're not going to. Yeah. So you'll be good. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. It'll all work out. All right, you got one more.
Which title game were you most excited for that turned out to be a clunker? And were there any that you thought were going to be a clunker that turned out to be great? I thought that Anna Chapel Hill was going to be a better game. That one ended up being kind of a clunker. I was impressed by Benjamin and Oglesby.
I agree.
For the first half. I thought that one might get 45 at halftime, being honest. And Oglesby made it a fun first half.
Duncanville North Shore was a strange kind of, not clunker, but certainly
it was fun athleticism, but it wasn't
very
great.
Comfortable win for Duncanville. Like they didn't, that was one that I think not disappointed me. Obviously, Duncanville's not complaining. Rachel Samples finally got a boring state championship game.
I thought Summer Creek and DeSoto might be close for at least the first half.
Oh yeah,
and it was not. Tidehaven and Gunner ended up being a surprisingly
that's a good
one.
example of a game I did not have super high hopes for, but Tidehaven drug Gunner into their game for a decent bit of that game. So yeah, I would say that would be one that surprised me. So there you go. Okay, that's gonna do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter.
No show unless you're gonna do something on your own. No show next Monday through Wednesday.
Oh yeah, you're gone.
I'm gone and Mallory's gone.
What are you doing?
We're going to New York.
Just for fun?
Yeah.
You gonna get engaged?
Already did.
No, I meant to Mallory.
Oh, I told Brian that he basically signed up for both of us. Like, he's stuck with her, too, for the rest of his life. So, poor Brian.
Tough deal, dude. T's and P's. It's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram. Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. For Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please get your Player of the Year trophy. We'll talk to you Thursday on Texas Football Today.